Hey Chad, nice to meet you. Welcome on the Cavaleria stage. So our audience is very interested to know why should I choose Revolut against any other things that's out there. Why are you here? Why is Romania important for you?
It's super important. I guess we've always focused on Western Europe, yeah? So we focused on UK, Germany, France, and there's a lot of competition. The banks are maybe a little bit more advanced, so it's a little bit more difficult. And then we looked at Eastern European, and we saw that the markets were becoming our fastest growing. There's nothing like Revolut. There isn't really a fintech revolution here, right? There's not really a challenger bank.
So don't say that. It sounds bad.
It sounds bad, but I think Revolut now has first mover advantage, and we're going to create a whole inspiration for it. We did it in Europe. There are so many companies who have found it and said, hey, we got inspiration to do what we're doing from Revolut.
Do me the elevator pitch. Tell my audience in 30 seconds what Revolut is and what is it trying to achieve.
So big banks suck, right? They are high fees, bad technology, they're slow, they're clunky. Revolut is an alternative to your daily bank. It gives you instant spending notifications. Its analytics shows you what you spend every month on restaurants, groceries. You can then set budgets on those areas if you're spending too much or too low. You can round up your transactions to the nearest whole number and put your spare change in savings.
Show me your Revolut. Ca să vedeți cum arată produsul, Revolut este un card legat cu o aplicație și cu un set de servicii care funcționează foarte bine, mai ales atunci când călătorești și transferi tot felul de bani.
So you can see already that this is my all-time spending. If I click on analytics, I can see this month what I've spent on groceries, on shopping, on restaurants. Okay. I can then set my budget. But I think one thing that's really great about Romania, and specifically, is with your Revolut card, you can spend anywhere in the world with no fees. You can transfer money anywhere in the world with no fees. And
we have many million Romanians working and living abroad, okay. Yeah. And even in the UK, more than ever. We follow them on our analytics. A few years back, most of our viewers outside of Romania were in Italy or Spain. Now they're in the UK. So how is that helping our audience living in the UK right now?
Huge. So I found out the other week that 300,000 of our UK users, which is now over 1 million, are Romanian nationals. And now the Polish nationals are coming too. Why is it important? Because they are making money in the UK and sending it home to their family and friends in Romania. Right now they're maybe using Western Union or someone. They're getting charged a fee and it's taking 1 or 2 days. If you have Revolut in the UK and your family in Romania have Revolut, it's instant and free. The money goes from account to account like this. There's no conversion, no fees, no waiting days, and that is huge because that puts even more money in the pockets of consumers and away from banks and their profits.
So let's stop the advertising right there. I understand that the Revolut keynote was quite successful. People were lining up for your card, so it's a successful product. But you're still promoting it. And I want to understand, how do you approach promotion, marketing, the digital when you have such a successful product?
Yeah, so my role is Chief Marketing Officer at Revolut, and when I joined we were signing up 900 customers a day. It's now 8,000 per day, and that's through marketing, and we don't spend money. I refuse to spend money on marketing, on advertising and things. We do it through several ways. Firstly, the product goes viral. Someone uses it and they want to tell their friends and family, and I would say 50% of our growth is viral. The other 50% is our PR. We have very ballsy PR, yeah? We don't do the whole corporate, boring press releases. It's very much like, hey, big banks, we're here to ruin your party. And we talk about the benefits. We talk about how innovative our product is. We give thought leadership. We talk about the future of payments. We don't just talk about the now. We say, hey, in 2 years' time, you're going to do this with Revolut. You're going to do that. People get excited by that, similar to what other brands like Apple do.
Like Tesla or everybody else. Yeah. But if you're not spending on marketing, how should I make money as a content creator? We are here doing live, we're doing production, talking about your product. How are you contributing to this chain, to this food chain? We all need to survive. If you're not spending on marketing, how should we get by?
How should you get by? Agencies. It doesn't mean...
Content creators. We are creating content, talking about you. We've been presenting you a few times, so I'm helping your business grow. How should I make my money out of it?
I think it's a two-way solution, right? Because you want to give the best possible content and the most captivating speakers to your audience, and I believe that's Revolut. You know, Revolut is the fastest growing fintech unicorn in Europe, and I think it's exciting when media outlets can get Revolut on, because people, even now, but especially in the next 2 years in Romania, people are going to say, I want to hear from Revolut, they are my bank now. It's not going to be the traditional guys. So it may change. There may be times where...
That's a little cocky.
it's a little cocky, but we're a little bit of a cocky brand, and I think you have to be. Our audience are predominantly younger, yeah, it's sort of 20 to 30 years old, and people like the fact we're human. We don't speak like bankers, we don't talk like bankers. We want to let people know that we're just like you.
Uber was just the same until we saw through it.
Yeah.
And Uber is no longer what it used to be.
No.
So I don't want to have a deja vu here. Am I safe from that?
No, that's a fair assumption. I think two things there. I think A, as you mature, you naturally start to reevaluate things. And one thing I do as CMO is every 6 months, I'm checking things. What is working that wasn't working before? What is not? Is our audience, is this too immature or not? But also, I think that a lot of their problems came from the way they handled crisis. When you look at female passengers, yes, they were a little too cocky. I don't think people minded that so much. People minded when they didn't take serious issues right, and they were cocky then. And I think there's a fine line where you say, okay, in this situation, we cannot be cocky. We have to put our hands on the table and say, we messed up, or we're going to fix this. And a lot of brands don't find that balance.
Okay. Chad West, CMO, C-level, the Chief Marketing Officer at Revolut, talking to the Romanian audience about payment, low fees. Going further on that, I would only add that your fees sometimes are even lower than the central bank, from what I know. This is why you're so competitive. Sometimes it sounds too good to be true, but it actually is.
Yeah, it's what we realize is we're going to generate revenues in other areas, right? When we start lending and things like this, and that doesn't mean we need to sacrifice this, because too many companies do something that's too good to be true, and as soon as they grow, they stop it.
We're going to see that. We're going to watch you.